Good evening, everyone. Sam in the building on a Friday. Yeah, you know. Um, I want to do a quick response video for Miss Fate Jones. She did a nice video today titled "Black Men Spread Diseases to Their Women with No Remorse." But um, I'm not going to go in on her. I'm not going to bash her or anything like that or detest anything that she has said because, if you listen to the whole video, she does mention that black men and black women need to work together. But the title, that's the only thing about that, Miss Jones. That title is going to cause a lot of diversity because you see what the guy said when he came on. He said, "Is this a bashing channel or you just speaking your mind about the gender wars?" He said something like that, and that's because of the title. So black men do go on your channel. You're right, as you said at the beginning of your video. Black men do go to your channel and they look at the topics, like myself. We look at the topics to say, okay, well, let's see if she's talking about the actual facts. Because a lot of black men who go on your channel, before they go on your channel, they know the facts. So when they go on your channel and they're like, okay, let's see where she's getting the information from. And, that's where we, all resort back to the CDC, which I think is a lot of bullshit. And I can break that down in a little minute, but I appreciate the fact that you mentioned that there are white trolls, possibly of other races, on your channel that are using it as a platform to divide each other, to divide the black men who do go on there and just agitate the black women who are already on there. Because anytime when you see a black man posting a comment and it sounds like, for instance, one guy, he said, don't worry about it, bro. Fuck all these ghetto gaggers. He said something like that. Black men don't say ghetto gaggers. That's a term that's used in porn, like in the deep porn industry. That's somebody who, like, black folks, we know porn words like MILF, like mom, I like to fuck. Or we know shit like BBW, big black woman. At least that's what I think it stands for. I just found out last week what POG stands for. Pretty ass white girl or something like that. I just found that out, but there's different terms in the porn industry. So when you hear someone say ghetto gaggers, because I had to look it up on YouTube just a minute ago. Ghetto gaggers is a group of white guys who take black women and, they put them in bondage and, they shove their penis up their throat and they say, oh, you're a nasty little slut and shit like this. These are white guys. Fate, these are white guys. Let's just face the facts. You know black men so well. Black men don't say ghetto gaggers. And when he said it, when I read it rather, it stood out, and I said, no, black men don't talk like that. We don't talk like that. Even the nerdiest ones of them all, we don't talk like that. And the average white guy doesn't get on he won't get on a black female's platform. And, someone who can use the word gagger freely, or even in cyberspace, is a guy who is obsessed with porn. Seriously. And if you are obsessed with porn and using the word gagger, and you go to YouTube, well, not YouTube, but go to Google and look up gaggers. Look up the type of videos that pertain to gaggers. These are women who are crying and on the verge of vomiting. Okay? So I'm going to leave that alone. I won't get into that anymore. I don't want to make a whole video about that shit. But yeah, that's a white guy. That's a white guy. Maybe speak about that in your next video. Well, we were just talking about the CDC. I said I was going to bring something up about the CDC. Yeah, I notice a lot of guys, they talk about, they get their information from the CDC and From what I understand, looking at your video, they were basically challenging your information in regards to light skinned kids or biracial children who are born out of wedlock, that black dads are no longer around, something like that. Well, I say that the CDC is just a bunch of crap, man. You know, how, okay, you also based it on how they found this information out as well, which, you know, you find a lot of people who submit their information to the census, because black people in the hood don't really give a fuck about the census. I tell you right now, a lot of middle class people don't give a fuck about the census. So if they got the information, they definitely didn't get it from the horse's mouth. But yeah, you got a lot of these upper class people who don't mind sharing that type of information. A lot of wholesome Asian families and wholesome Hispanic families and white families who have daughters who may step outside the box and decide to choose one of these bad boys because he can dance or because he's funny or whatever the case is, you know. And they allow these guys to sell them fucking dreams, you know, and that's why they're in the state that they're in. So then I wonder, what type of men are you talking about? Because then there's the other end. I mentioned in your comment section that I know a Cambodian chick, Cambodian girl from the hood, raised in the hood. She messes around with the black guy. Actually, the first baby that she had was from a person of her own race. I think he was mixed with Cambodian and Laos, but he was Asian. Left her. He left her, moved on and found him another female. So now this girl has two more kids, biracial little girls from this black guy. And, you know, the black guy gave her a terrible way to go. They were in a terrible abusive relationship. So now she's raising 3 kids by herself. And yeah, she gets welfare and, you know, food stamps and all of this shit for her kids. You know, and she's ratchet as fuck. She still wants to go out to all the clubs, all the parties, still calling for a ride to go this place, that place. You know, always wants to smile and be around the celebrities and shit. And she has a ton of responsibility to deal with. And this girl is Asian. You know? Like, it has to do a lot with the culture now. At this point, black culture, unfortunately, is associated with poverty. And it's associated with a lot of thuggery, which needs to kind of chill and stop. But I mean, damn, if even the Hispanics, like you see a Hispanic walking around outside with a bunch of tattoos and shit, you are going to walk across the fucking street because you're gonna say, oh, wow, yeah, he's a bad guy. And the bad shit comes from black culture, so they say, you know. But I guess they're right, because the La Costa Nostra and all these other guys, they can be a little more dignified with their crimes, like the Triads and other gang cultures of other races. With the biracial shit, 92%, I think they said on your screen, 92% of them was born out of wedlock. Honestly, people in the hood are not telling their fucking business like that. But I kind of find it, it could possibly be true, because when I walk outside, that's the majority of the shit that you see, you know. But, you know, like I say, a lot of these women who are in that percentile, we need to dig deep in to find out where they're from, what is their background, what is their upbringing. Because some of these races of other women are ratchet just as bad as a lot of these black women as well. But, you know, the title of your shit was called Black Men Spread Diseases, 2 Women with No Remorse. And we all know that you're not talking about guys like me. But, you know, if this was my video, if I wasn't piggybacking off of this video, if this was my video and I was talking about black men spreading diseases with their, 2 of their women with no remorse, the way I would do this video is I would start it off with these down low niggas, or even better, I would start it off with these niggas in jail. You know, these thugs who get locked up for these crimes and they spend, you know, more than 24 months in lockup, and times get hard for them and they fall in that trap and they start messing around with these gay guys in the joint. Or, you know, I guess they decide that they can't hold out anymore. They pull these guys over to the side and they're like, hey, come on, let's go do something. You see what I'm saying? And then when they get out, they fuck around and spread these diseases to their girls, because these females, and I'm not talking about you, I'm just saying there's a lot of females out there who wait for these niggas to get out, like, oh yeah, I'm about to get that dick from this nigga. Oh yeah, he got that good shit. And then he built, he done got him some muscle since he got locked up. They figure that since you haven't been fucking, because there hasn't been another female around, that nothing has been going on, and you haven't contracted any diseases. You've been holding out, and a lot of women talk about how niggas get out of jail and how their sex game is on point. Maybe because they've been in jail practicing. I mean, I have partners who've been locked up in prison, and they have told me some stories like, there's this one prison where one of my boys went to, where, he said, yeah, there's a lot of guys in there just fucking each other, and, the way they do it is, they gotta have like a sheet that's covering the cell, so when you walk past, you don't see it, because if you do see it, if they allow you to see it, then, basically that whole pod or that whole tier will jump you, because the heterosexual men, even with them, it's temptation. I'm like, damn, are you serious? He's like, yeah, man, some of them fucking dudes be fixing themselves up like women and shit. And, even with that, it's like, man, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it because I don't want to fucking lose my temptation to fall into that trap. And then you got the guys who take their bunk beds and they'll roll them up against the wall, and they'll put like, toilet paper, and they'll put lotion all on the toilet paper or different oils on the toilet paper, and they'll hump the roll, they'll hump the mattress and shit, just to get by. But the ones who don't, the ones who do fall into those traps and end up contracting HIV, or just be coming down low because they figure that a guy can suck his dick better than another guy because, he's a guy. Of course he knows how a dick feels, so he knows how to pleasure another guy. I mean, this is the type of shit that we have going on out here. And it's not just the black community. I mean, it's the gay community, period. Because you got a lot of Hispanics in there locked up that's doing the same shit, and you got a lot of white guys that's doing it in jail too. But it's just fucked up that black men get the blunt of the stick when it comes down to this shit. But you're right. You're absolutely correct. A lot of these fucking losers are spreading diseases, but that's how the diseases are being spread. But the motherfuckers who are going on YouTube are not the guys that are getting locked up, being placed behind bars. I can tell you so many stories. I can tell you so many stories on both sides, on especially the women who have baby daddies who have been locked up for a couple of years because their baby daddy decided to take the fucking charge. So for the 2 years these women are out, they might have a couple dates in there, fuck a guy, but they're still watching the kid, waiting on the baby daddy to get out. You know what I'm saying? And then the baby daddy comes out, then she's fucking him. Now, did she get this vaginal infection from her baby daddy? I don't know. Because she was fucking around with another guy, and, this other guy was fucking around with other bitches as well. So the shit does spread. But then again, we're not talking about the guys who are on YouTube. Well, at least me, because I'm not one of these type of guys who come on YouTube, they're saying, oh yeah, well yeah, I spread diseases to these bitches. I fuck all of these bitches, man. Let me see what this shit is, man. A black man spread diseases to that women with no remorse. Oh, I mean, with the percentages and shit that's out there, you saying black men, these men aren't men. These are down low motherfuckers. These are down low niggas, and these are misogynists. All right. That's how you guys want to play this. That's exactly how you guys want to play this, huh? HIV is contracted sexually through homosexual activities. You're right. And for lesbians, no. Not hardly. Not hardly are you going to fucking find a lesbian with HIV. I mean, you can't get HIV from bumping coochie. Maybe from saliva, possibly. You know, but it's not really common. We know this. We definitely know this. So, if it is spread through heterosexual sex, and it eventually gets to the women, we need to take and say down low black men spread diseases to their women with no remorse. You know? Because these gay guys, I mean, they're outright gay, and they can't be spreading the diseases to the women if they're gay. So these are down low brothers. These are niggas who hang out with guys like us, like, oh yeah, man, you know what I'm saying, I'm about to go on a date tonight, or, you know, fuck yeah, man, I'm about to go and smash something, but they're going to fuck around with a guy. Actually, I know this one girl who has a partner, and this dude is like flamboyant gay, you know, like big time gay. And I was over by his crib one day because I got, you know, a couple family members that they run around, they out in the streets and shit, real heavy and all of that. So, you know, I mean, I'm talking to her and shit. Her gay dude is in there, and you know, he was basically bragging on how many of these fucking street niggas actually go by his house and, you know, get their dick sucked or even fuck him, and he's bragging on it. So I know it's true. I know it's true. Like, the download shit has gotten very bad. A lot of these niggas, they're like, well, oh yeah, man, I don't fuck with them gay niggas, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, even in jail, they're like, I don't fuck with them gay niggas. But then they pull these gay motherfuckers off to the side. They're like, hey, man, come over here, man. Let me talk to you for a minute. This is what goes on. You know? Man, fate, man. You know? Man. Get on them download niggas, man. Shit. I wonder. I mean, I'm just sitting here wondering who in the right mind, in the smart educated lane spectrum, who the fuck would just say, you know what? I haven't been getting pussy out of all this time. I'm just gonna turn gay. I had never had the feeling of a woman. Even the fucking MGTOW motherfuckers like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and fuck other guys and spread diseases. No, we trying to protect ourselves from getting fucked up out of diseases just like you. I know I am. I don't want to have shit to do with that. That's terrible. Let me knock on wood, because I haven't been sick in years. I usually catch colds and, you know, get the flu like once a year. But for the past 3 years, let me knock on my upright piano. That's the closest thing of wood I see. Knock on this hard ass motherfucking wood right here. I haven't been sick. I have rituals when it comes down to getting sick. Like, I don't open up the doors of public places, like at my firm. I don't open up the doors with my hands. You know, I usually push the doors with my elbow, or I'll, you know, like use the edge of my wrist to open up the door. If I have a coat on, I'll just use my coat to do it. I don't fuck around. Even in the bathroom, I don't fuck around. Sometimes I hold my breath when I walk past people. You know, that's how germophobic I am. But hell no, to be caught with HIV, to be hit with any type of sexual transmitted diseases, shit no. That's the last thing that I want for me. And I know a lot of these educated lambs don't want that shit neither. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sex is good, but I mean, that's a hell of a cost to pay for it. Black men spread diseases to their women with no remorse. Okay. I know you're going to have to do a part 2. So, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Rush hour traffic is in force. But you guys have a great and safe evening. You too, Miss Jones, have a great evening as well, man. On the real. So, this is Sam Sim, and I'm out.